I've had a couple of questions about how I do my photo editing, so I'll do this quick video on how I do it and what products I use. So I use the two Corel products, one called Aftershock Pro, which is a RAW editor, and the other main photo editor is PaintShop Pro 19. I've grown up using the Corel products. I never really liked the Adobe products, but they obviously have products that do the same thing. So here's an old photo I took of a Spitfire. Took this a long time ago. It's not a very good image, but this will show you basically how we can turn a not very good image into one that looks pretty good online. So my first step is to select the white balance. I just use this click white tool here. Just click somewhere that's white, and you'll see the temperature of the image has changed slightly. Next thing I'll do is wind up the exposure a bit, because the image is really underexposed. I like to try and get rid of a lot of the darker backgrounds. Now you'll see that that's blowing out a little bit the colours on the aircraft, but don't worry about that, because we can wind up this blacks tool here, which will put the darker colours back in. Probably have a little bit more white exposure, so you know I've underexposed this quite a bit, so I've had to fix it quite a bit here. The last thing I do, I don't generally bother with any of the other tools. Last thing I do is just click on the sharpening, and this will sharpen the image up nicely. I usually wind this up to around 200, and then when I'm happy I'll export this to PaintShop Pro 9 by clicking on that button there. Now it'll export it to any external photo editor you want. I generally do my cropping in here, because the crop tool is more intuitive and easy to use. So you can see that that's a pretty good crop for this image. So I just double click on that to apply the crop. Double click to apply the crop. There we go. So the crop's applied. Now the next thing all the other adjustments, there's a multitude of them, but I've written a script, or recorded a script, I haven't written it, to apply basically the same steps to every image. So I simply click on this button up here, and it'll apply 4 or 5 different things. First one is it'll do levels. All these figures here I can alter in the script, or I can alter for each image, but I generally get them right for a series of images, and then I don't have to fart about and play with them. So you can see there that's added a bit more colour back into the image. This is another sharpening tool. This will sharpen it up. This is a graduated filter tool. Don't worry about how horrible it looks in there. That's a function of my computer being really old and slow. Again, I'm not going to play with that. I'm happy with the way it is. Then it's applied it. The next thing it did was resize it. You can see all that happened really quickly. It resized it, and it applied a border to it. And there we have the image all done. That'll look pretty good on the web, perhaps not so great for processing for a print magazine, but no, it's not like I do that anyway. Anyway, so I hope that was useful. If you've got any questions, send me an email or a message, and I'll try and answer. But that's the lot. Thanks.